So my name is Luba Evans. I've been on the path of self-discovery and empowering many, many people, thousands of people for more than 20 years. I've led more than 350 transformational events all over the world.
So my name is Kleinerman. I've been working in this field of human behavior, helping people in the forms of relationships, attracting healthy relationships with themselves, with others for the last 15 years.
Okay, magnetism blockers. So let's go through that. And what we are going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about each blocker. And then I am going to ask Aaron to also comment. So if somebody has an immediate question, you can raise your hand, and Dashira, our helper, is going to reach out to you personally, and she's going to get your question. All right. So the first blocker to magnetism is undeserving mind, when you don't feel that you deserve to be loved. That is based on what we call the love blueprint, which needs to be healed. Love blueprint is your relationship with love itself. So as you were growing up, possibly you did not get exactly the love that you needed from your parents. Usually it comes from that period of life. And possibly your parent was absent or unstable or very critical or emotionally unavailable, or maybe like really strangling you with love that you kind of like did not want. And so what happens then is that we start to associate love with pain. And when there is this association of love and pain that becomes deeply imprinted on our subconscious mind, that subconscious mind tends to seek out the same in the world. So you would be attracting people who are basically going to hurt you in different ways when your love blueprint has that kind of energy of entanglement of love and pain. Aaron, would you like to add anything on this subject?
Yeah, what happens on a bioelectric magnetic level inside of our DNA is that we're attracting and seeking the partners that are trying to support us to remember the love that we really are. But the blueprint that Luba is speaking into is the feeling that I'm sure many of you have had of continually attracting a very similar partner just with a different name. And then you're hitting your head against the same brick wall and you're like, why is this happening to me again? And why is this there? And so part of the piece of clearing through is rewiring that blueprint at a young age so that your magnetism is actually then attracting that which you are stepping into, not as much as there's always going to be levels of healing, but not as much as the deep repressed healing of the things that you didn't move through as a young child. So really the blueprint, as you begin to shift and reorient it into your day-to-day life, then you as a being become extremely magnetic in attracting more and more of what your ideal scenes and visions are drawing you towards.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Aaron, for also mentioning the neuro aspect of that really requires deep rewiring, which means working deeply with subconscious mind, which is exactly what we do. I also want to say that you cannot attract what you think you do not deserve. So deserving mind is very, very important. Number two, what is blocking the magnetism is your repressed masculine or feminine energy. And what's interesting is that it works for men and women. So Aaron, would you like to speak about that?
Yeah. So inside, if you're listening to this and you're in a female body, there's a masculine energy inside of you. If you're in a male body, there's a feminine energy inside of you. And if this energy is repressed or suppressed in any way, then the results really is that you're attracting the projection of what you don't know from inside. So eventually you might find this, beautiful connection that happens initially with somebody, but then through time, if you don't know yourself as whole, you're eventually going to build layers of resentment, of frustration with the individual that's representing the expression of what you don't know inside. So if you're inner union, your masculine and feminine inside of you are not talking and speaking and communicating with each other, then it's extremely difficult to attract and call in a healthy relationship. And this is really a vital piece to the work that I do in the world and understanding masculine feminine dynamics. So when we understand duality, we can then meet at the merging at the heart, where we transcend duality and we step into divine union.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that makes my heart so happy. And also, just to give you an example, beloveds, when a man, for example, does not have his own feminine, he's going to be desperate for somebody else's, and his energy is going to be a little bit grabby, which, as Aaron will, I'm sure, will agree, is definitely not conducive to charm somebody when you feel kind of needy for another person's energy. When you are a man and your masculine is repressed, also most likely you will be kind of attracting females that are going to start kind of dominating you, and you might not love that or want that. If you're a woman and your feminine is repressed, it's going to be very difficult for you to attract a stand-up, successful, powerful man, because you'll have a tendency to stay in your head and be in the friend zone. If you're a woman and your masculine is repressed, then again, you will be relying on somebody else's masculine. So when you don't have your own inner protector inside, it's going to be kind of difficult for you to really come into an equal, evolved partnership with a man. So I totally agree that in some way we are attracting what we already have inside. So it's very, very important to have that in the marriage of your masculine feminine, and your masculine has to be in love with your feminine. And your feminine has to truly admire and respect your inner masculine. And so that is a beautiful union. All right. Number 3, leading with nice girl or nice guy kind of mentality. Aaron, what do you have to say about that?
Well, there's this illusion that we think we want to be, always a nice guy and the nice girl that takes care of things and is compassionate and caring. And those are beautiful attributes to have. But at the same time, if we don't know like our kind of wild, crazy one inside, and we're not able to express that, then eventually that nice girl, the nice guy hat kind of wears away the attraction. So there's a part of us that both wants to meet someone who can compassionately hold us, as well as, take us to God and to ravish us and consume us. Both masculine male bodies and female bodies. And so when you're leading only with that energy, sometimes that magnetic part that's like, there's no mystery. Like there's an attraction in the mystery. There's a place of, okay, I'm going to be in my space holder that can hear and love everything. But if you're only there and you're not like leading into this, polarized, mysterious connection, which actually creates this erotic charge, then eventually that's going to block a deep chemistry to happen between two.
Oh, well said, Aaron. Loved it so much. If I could lick the screen right now, I would. Those words are so precious. And that also reminds me, of how we dance tango. So when we dance, if somebody's hand is like always just nice, there is no tension. To hold the dance, there needs to be this dynamics that we are present with each other. We can go this way or that way. Sometimes we can both dominate maybe and surrender, but there is a lila between us. There is this incredible inter-exchange of all kinds of energies, and that makes it dynamic and exciting in the life. Also, nice girl, nice guy means that your boundaries are probably weak and you probably cannot speak about your needs. And what that takes us to is to be taken for granted, number 1, sometimes to be cheated on. Number 3 is that when we repress our real feelings, they, don't go anywhere. They just accumulate. And sometimes it results in resentment towards your partner and loss of sexual desire for the partner. So we are all about, being transparent, being real, being intimate with each other, and dropping that that nice girl, nice guy attitude, which is all about getting approval, from other people and letting other people to be authority on you. Number 4, here we come to Aaron's big topic, lack of embodiment. That is a huge magnetism blocker. Aaron, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, especially we live in a world where a lot of people love to communicate only at the mind level. And, communicating at the mind, it can be fun. It's great to have an intellectual match with somebody. But if you're not able to get under the belly of that, you're not able to get literally out of the mind into the body, into the feeling, into the expression, into the aliveness, into this, magnetic pull that just exudes out to dance in the rain and to sing in the shower and just to be this embodiment of pleasure, of connection, of aliveness. Because what's attractive, what people are attracted to is when they see, they're like, there's something about that person. They're alive and they're juicy and they're ecstatic, ecstatic. You'll see behind us is ecstatic dating. It's like, how do I be ecstatic in my life and show up with this vibrant feeling of totally alive, fully grounded, but fully in my body? And when I can bring that embodiment into an experience with other, it lights them up to do more of the same. And it's like, oh, we can play together. Oh, this is fun. Yes, I want to play. I want to experience the fullness of life and not just, and this patterning that happens from only being in the mind. So when we get out of the head into the body, there's a whole mystery of connection that happens, both in our playful, young, youthful selves, as well as our erotic, enjoyable, juicy, connections that happen in the bedroom as well.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And also, I want to mention that what's also so exciting about this is that it has nothing to do with your physical age. And it also has nothing to do with how you look physically according to some kind of Barbie index or standard. Embodiment is really about having your spirit penetrate your whole body. It's about that beautiful marriage of your body and your soul. And so a body without the soul is uninteresting, just like a salad without a dressing. And so when there is consciousness in the body, when there is aliveness in the body, that's what makes everything so divine. And so we just love this work. Okay, number 5.
Absolutely. I just want to say 3 of the sexiest, juiciest, most alive women I know. One just turned 70. One is turning 76 and one is turning 80 this year. And they're so alive with life force and sexuality. So if you're listening to this, whatever your age, like this applies to everyone. Those 3 women are such a walking example of what's possible in this life around the field of sexuality and embodiment. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much for that. I also want to speak to men on that because there is a lot of discrimination happening towards men based on their height, for example. And I personally feel very passionate against discrimination of any kind, especially this one. And again, when you have that embodiment, your height does not matter. Your age does not matter. How much hair you have on your head does not matter. It's really about that charisma that you exude. Number 5, another magnetism blocker is lack of communication skills. All right, Aaron, do you have anything on that?
Yeah, our capacity to communicate clearly, efficiently, and effectively, both when we're first meeting as well as when we're in a second or third date stage. It's like, am I expressing from the I? Am I expressing from a state of deeply knowing myself, or am I generalizing because I'm uncomfortable? I see a lot of people, they generalize about topics and conversations. No, it's really sexy is when someone talks about how they're feeling, what's arriving for them, not in like a please help me kind of place where it's like, but like a place of, hey, this is what's happening inside of me. And that requires certain communication skills that not everyone has. And when you can take those communication skills, this is what actually builds safety into deeper relating. It's what helps people want to go to the next step because they know they have someone. If shit comes up, they're not just going to run away. They have the skills necessary to meet in the place of maybe disagreement and whatever may arise. And the truth is, as relationships build, sometimes there's differing opinions. And so being able to have healthy communication skills is necessary to keep and maintain a healthy magnetic polarity inside of relating.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. And this also reminds me of communication from the heart, communication from the open heart, because one heart awakens another heart. And when we just stay in the head and again, talk about general things, how was your day? Oh, that was great. You know, my day was great, something like that. That really doesn't make another person feel anything. But when we communicate from the heart, that's when we fall in love. That's when magic happens. That's when miracles happen. And so we're going to give you much more teaching on that, on that kind of magnetic communication and special language that evolved people use, as we've promised in the beginning. Number 6 is lack of support. And I just want to say a little bit about that before I ask Aaron. So many people find that it is difficult to maintain the faith that it is possible to have those evolved relationships when they are in isolation. And so it is so important for us to support each other, to be in communities, to be in training programs, to be in spaces where we can empower each other. Because the truth is, beloveds, when we get together, our power and our consciousness, our love multiplies. And so Aaron and I, we experience it so many times in different events all over the world all the time. And we know how important it is to have this support. And Aaron, what do you want to add on that?
Yeah, I think there's a humility and a humbleness that comes when we're consciously open to seeking support, especially when it comes in the place of love and relationships. Because the reality, I don't know almost any people that had healthy examples of relating at a young age, or that was something that they learned when they were in primary school. So, you know, the place of like learning what you might not know, you might have had aspects of having flavors of it. But when you can surrender into different containers and groups and spaces where you can receive support, you can, you know, potentially even support others along the way, but you're open to being able to receive feedback for what's not working in your life. And if you're listening right now and you're realizing, maybe my world of relating and dating isn't necessarily working to the degree in which I want, then being able to ask for support. It requires a bit of an ego death, but it's part of the evolution of who we are as a species to be able to ask for support in that way.
Thank you so much. And also, especially if you found yourself overgiving a lot in the past, opening to receive and actively opening to receive is already an act of faith. And that alone already can change who you are, because then you're opening that basket, that container that can receive from the world, and you're giving a signal to the world. All right, that's it. I am ready. Take me there. Okay, beautiful. So if you are ready for that incredible, inspired relationship with a partner who is attractive, authentic, available, a partner who will support you, who will understand you, and who will also make your life easier, a partner that you can co-create with, if you are ready, and you are a successful, kind person, I have something incredible for you. I'm inviting you to book a 15-minute free conversation with me and my team to find out how exactly you too can find the love of your life within the next 90 days. Click on the link below and book the conversation with us. My name is Luba Evans, and I'm responsible for more than 3,000 evolved, inspired partnerships. If you are ready to bring in that incredible, extraordinary love into your life, so click on the button below and set a chat with us. It's just a 15-minute chat to see if we can really help you achieve your dreams. I'm sending you so much love. This was Luba Evans, lubaevans.com.